Welcome back to the Sly Guy TV, and you're watching the Sly Guy, Kaboom, Kaboom, and Super Kaboom, oh yeah. Any minute now. Kaboom, oh yeah, Kaboom, oh yeah. Here we go, here we go. Everybody up in viral. It's the time spiral is going viral. It is going viral. Just like Time Spiral Remastered. What? They remastered this card? It's still broken. I have offended you again. So I guess this is the end. Because everybody knows you're such a snowflake and you're just quite upset at every single thing we said. Everybody knows it's all just in your head. Wasted, feeling, going, speaking. You know why you've crossed the line when I said that you were mine. Going, skiing, no hard feelings. Since you will not be my girl, this is the end of my own world. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Sly Guy TV with Sly Guy. So, right now, what we're featuring is the Almighty Academy deck. Way back when I was just finishing high school, when Exodus came out, with the Exodus pre-constructed decks, I got all the pre-constructed decks. I was playing Magic the Gathering. It was Tempest, Stronghold, Exodus block at the time in Standard, which was pretty cool. Wizards of the Coast decided to sell their company to Hasbro. Now, in order to sell the company to Hasbro, they needed to have a very good marquee set because they wanted the company to look good. And since Hasbro was going to get it, eventually Wizards was going to be part of a publicly traded company. They wanted the cards to look strong. So, along came Academy Winter. Academy Winter saw the release of Urzas Saga. And to this day, Urzas Saga is still one of the most broken sets in Magic the Gathering ever. I guarantee you. It just was screaming of brokenness. Now, way back in Exodus, there was this card known as Mind Over Matter. People didn't care, people didn't matter. Nobody used it because they had no use for it. It was just a useless trash rare back then. But when Urzas Saga came out, lo and behold, Mind Over Matter plus the cheap artifacts in Urzas Saga. So I'm also talking about Mox Diamond from Stronghold. We're talking about the Lotus Petals from Tempest. All of them combined together in order to form an ultra cheap Tolair deck known as the Academy deck. The Academy deck uses cheap artifacts. You play a bunch of cheap artifacts, play your Academy, tap it for 5, play Mind Over Matter, tap it, untap it, tap it, untap it, tap it, untap it, use Time Spiral to draw 7 new cards, tap, untap, gain lots of mana, then use cards like Stroke of Genius to make your opponent draw their entire library. You can make them draw like 50 million cards with this particular combo. Now, the Academy was immediately banned the moment it was released. So it was clear that Wizards created all these powerful cards to impress Hasbro. They wanted to make Hasbro go, "Whoa, Wizards of the Coast! Your company is so amazing, your cards are so strong that we're going to sweeten the deal, buy the company for a much higher price, and then once we go public, Magic the Gathering will be one of our premier products, along with Dungeons and Dragons, along with the Transformers, along with My Little Pony, along with He-Man or whatever, whatever other properties they have, like a G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe in Magic the Gathering. That was an ongoing joke within Quest Gamer, but Universes Beyond didn't exist back then. Although people wanted it to, it didn't, because Magic had a particular flavor that it had to keep. It had to stay in the realm of Dominaria with wizards as planeswalkers. So even back then, they didn't have planeswalkers. You were the planeswalker. You were the wizard. You were the magician. You were the guy keeping everything in check. As Tolarian Academy was out there, both in Type 1.5, so it was like the legacy of before, and in Standard. It just dominated Standard, destroyed everything, so they had to ban Academy. Now, when they banned Academy, of course, you still had Memory Jar, Time Spiral was still there. Man, everything was super broken back then. So let's have a little look at how the Academy deck looks. This is my collection, of course, of Tolarian Academies and Mind Over Matters, as well as Time Spirals. So the thumbnail has a Mox Diamond. I didn't show the Mox Diamond in the video, although the deck I use does have Mox Diamond. And a bunch of Lotus Petals, which are super expensive now, man. Don't recommend buying Lotus Petals. Lotus petals were like 50 cents back then, so I'm having a difficult time grasping like a $20 price tag on a Lotus Petal. Unheard of. And even I wouldn't pay that much for a Lotus Petal. The most amount I'd pay for a Lotus Petal is like 50 cents. 25 cents. That's about it, man. $2 for a set. Or $1.50 for a set. Whatever. Because Lotus Petals were all over the place. I mean, all my decks, I had like 40 decks back then. Pre-modern decks. And almost all of them had Lotus Petal for some reason. Even decks that didn't need it. I mean, my Stompy deck, which had Elvish Spirit Guide, I stuck in 4 Lotus Petals in there just because. I had a burn deck, and yeah, let's put in Lotus Petals. Lotus Petals were everywhere. I think I had over 24 to about 32 Lotus Petals back then. Yeah, it was a lot of Lotus Petals. So in there you have it. So Mind Over Matter, you've got Tolarian Academy. And Academy, even if it was banned, it was super hard to find back then. I mean, guys that got them didn't, who got pissed at Wizards for banning it, didn't sell the card. They just kept the card with them. And it just stayed there, basically. There you go, the Academy. Now, there were 2 other cards which added mana to your mana pool. You had Serra's Sanctum and Gaia's Cradle. Gaia's Cradle added mana equal to the number of creatures in play. Serra's Sanctum added mana equal to the number of enchantments in play. They were fairly cheap cards back then. Gaia's Cradle was like $10. In Serra's Sanctum, it was even less than that. I think you'd get it for like $5 or $4. But now, oh my goodness, look at the price of those cards. Gaia's Cradle almost reaching $1,000. And Serra's Sanctum almost reaching about 250, 300. Not too sure how much. It's around that range, man. It's because of Commander. Commander players are the ones that drove up the value of the cards. When Commander became popular as a format, the demand for the card was there, and the secondary market just moved. So whatever is popular in Commander, expect that to go up in value. So if you guys want to see what's going up in value, check out the Commander meta. Check out what they're doing in Commander, what they're playing in Commander, and I guarantee you're gonna see exactly what the next big thing will be for cards. Alright? Okay, there we go. So that would be today's amazing episode of the Academy deck. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, this is the Sly Guy TV with Sly Guy signing off right now. Oh yeah, right now, yeah. Here we go. Mind over matter, mind over platter, it doesn't matter. With the Tolarian Academy on the board and a bunch of artifacts like Mox Diamond and Lotus Petals, you will always get infinite mana. I have offended you again, so I guess this is the end.